But one question that I found to be most interesting, I don't know why students never really performed very well in this question, is this question that was tested in August 2024. August 2024, question number 2. Question number 2 was a very interesting question, very easy question. This one you can even do it as we close our eyes. As we close our eyes. And I want to start with the most technical one, which is question 2C. Question 2C. Question 2C was a very easy question. Nobody should have failed in this question of cie𝗳𝗄𝗏. cie𝗳𝗄𝗏 Limited is a listed company with 100 million shares in issue. The following additional information is available. The company has a current ex-dividend ordinary share price of 25 per share. The company also has in issue a bond with a book value of 60 million, with a current ex-interest market price of 104 per share, 100. The current after-tax cost of debt of cie𝗳𝗄𝗏 Limited is 7%, and the corporate tax rate is 30%. The dividends per share of the company are as follows. Note 5, the finance director proposes to decrease the WACC of cie𝗳𝗄𝗏 and hence increase its market value by issuing $40 million bonds at their par value of 100 per bond. These bonds will pay an annual interest rate of 8% before tax and will be redeemed at a 5% premium to par after 10 years. Premium to par after 10 years. So they want us to calculate the market value after tax, WACC wakaka, in the following circumstances before the new issue of the bonds take place. So these are straightforward question, very easy question, because they simply wanted us to give them wakaka. And to get wakaka, we shall take weight of equity, cost of equity, weight of debt, cost of debt. Cost of debt will be tax adjusted. In this question, we don't have preference shares. We only have equity and what we call what here cost of debt. All right, cost of debt. All right. And when I look around in this question, I know the technical area. A good finance student should be able to know the technical areas. I know here I've been given everything except this cost of equity. How do I get cost of equity? And I taught you for those guys who are in my class, I told you, if you remember very well, I told you provincial officer equals district officer into 1 plus growth rate. If you remember this dividend valuation model, district officer who has to grow in ranks for him to become a provincial officer all over, in this case here, Kenya, without what here Gachagua. That means that Kenya without government. I told you something like this. If Gachagua is not there, no government. That the guy is not a coup, it's not a pushover. Is there somebody who is able to remember that's a joke? Is there somebody who is able to remember this PO stands for current? O means today. Current market price per share. Current market price per share. Current market price per share. DO stands for the current dividends. DO stands for the current dividends. G stands for what you grow? Growth rate. D stands for cost of equity. I repeat, PO stands for current MPS. Current MPS. DO stands for current DPS. And then G stands for growth rate. Growth rate of dividends. 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 And then we have KE standing for cost of equity. KE stands for cost of equity. Cost of equity. Cost of equity. But you see now here, they are talking about valuation of a share. And a worker, we need the cost of equity. Cost of equity, we have two formulas that can help us get cost of equity. But first of all, before I go to cost of equity formula, have they been able to see this? DVM. We want to call it DVM. I love it. I love it. DVM. Dividend valuation model. Have you been able to write up to here, ladies and gentlemen? Have you been able to write up to here, ladies and gentlemen? Have you been able to write up to here, ladies and gentlemen? Have we been able to write up to here? All right. So then this is really good. This is really good. Although this is not the formula they wanted us to use. Of course, you can remember this, and then you remember very well that what these leaders want us to provide here is the cost of equity. So then how do we get this cost of equity? Cost of equity will be DO into 1 plus G like that. All over PO, all over PO. Now remember, you must have two growth rates there. Because Kenya is a winning country, it's a growth. Growth. So don't forget that now here we have two growth rates. And we are starting with cost of equity. To be able to tackle this, we need this cost of what here? Cost of equity. Cost of equity. Cost of equity. Now, when I look at this question, this was really a low-hanging fruit for all the students. Because as a technical person, in terms of finance, I'm able to tell what is missing. I don't have a problem with these dividends. They have given me the dividends. I don't have a problem with these people. But I have a problem with growth rate. I have a problem with G. So first of all, we have to get G. How do we get G? It's N minus 1. Current dividend. Current dividends, all over, in this case here, oldest dividends. Whatever we shall get here, we shall come and take away 1. Whatever we shall get there, we shall come and take away 1. And I told you in the normal class that whenever you see dividends, many dividends being given, I told you that those are not flowers. You can't go and get an examiner who is giving you many dividends. Right? When you are given 1 dividend, then for sure this examiner most likely will give you a G. Or he will want you to get G using what we call the Gordon's formula. We'll come back to Gordon's formula. When you see 1 dividend, all right, then no worries. Most likely the examiner would have given you G. But when you see many dividends like that, that's not very usual. Those are not flowers. When I see many dividends, like in this question here, for sure I can see like 5 dividends. I can see like 5 dividends. So these 5 dividends, ladies and gentlemen, you can see not 4. We have here dividends per share 2019. These are too many. You can imagine you're a young girl, and then somebody comes to propose to you, and then he gives you 5 flowers. I mean, that will be unusual. That will be really a very big growth rate, isn't it? It has never happened. So whenever you see many dividends, the examiner wants you to use those many dividends to calculate growth rate, So in that case, ladies and gentlemen, our growth rate here will be equal to who? Our growth, ladies and gentlemen, will be equal to who now? So then I will go to those many powers that I have there. So G. Is there someone who is able to see that N is 5? Number of years, there are 5, right? Number of years are 5, I can share again here. Number of years, there are 5. Number of years, there are 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 years. So you have to take away 1. Because you're looking at years in between from here. Years in between. Because when you're getting growth rate, you take this divided by this minus 1, all right? You're going to lose 1 year anyway. You're going to lose 1 year. So these are supposed to be 4 years. So this is 5 minus 1 is 4. So this is 4th root of the current dividend. So are we able to see the current dividend? The most recent dividend is this one in 2023, sorry. So 2.18. So we have here 2.18. We divide this by the very oldest dividend. Very oldest dividend is the one given in 2019, 1.94. 1.94. So we divide this by 1.94. Right. So whatever we shall be able to get out of this, we shall come and subtract one. And remember, you're going to do these things separately. You're going to do these things separately. What you do in your calculator, I hope you are able to see where we have a signal like this. It's written x root, not the normal root, x root. X root. So for me, what I will do, first of all, I'll press 4. So I'll press 4. So it's on. So I press 4. And then I look for that x root. X root. Not cube root, but x root. So is there somebody who is able to see that x root? Normally, it will be where you are seeing x raised to y. If this is the button, the one that is up here will be having x root, x root, x root, x root. So what I'll punch 4 first. And then I say shift, I press that button. Then I say open brackets. Because these are 2 numbers. I say open brackets. Then I'll be able to say 2.18. We divide this by 1.94. You close. Don't say anything else but equals first. So you say equals. Whatever you get, you take away 1. Because this one is very independent. Whatever you get, you take away 1. Is there somebody who is able to get something like this? 0.0296. It's the same as 2.96%. Anybody who is able to get that growth rate? Yeah. And then remember, in this class, you don't get the growth rate. It's my work to show you. You need to just be very honest. Say I've not gotten. It's my work to show you. But also remember that you must have a calculator, a good calculator. It's my work to show you. It's my work to show you. It's my work to show you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do we have here? We have 2.969. We have 2.969. Yeah, that is the first thing that really a good student was able to do. And of course, all of us are good students, because coming semester, this will not be some lives. It is something that I should be able to eat. It's easy food. It's easy food. Yeah. So like now you can see here, they started by giving us very easily. Very easy. Let's see here. This is what they got here, 0.029 something. But they chose to work with what here? The 3%. The 3%. So this lady is asking what you want to calculate. It's very to see. This is what we need. I hope you have a calculator. I hope you have a scientific calculator. So remember the formula for getting G is that the n minus 1 root. Current DPS over oldest DPS. Whatever we get, we take away 1. So in this case here, we have 5 minus 1, which is 4. All right. So into square root of what here, or rather root over current DPS. I can see the most current is 2.18. So 2.18 all over the oldest DPS. Oldest DPS is 1.94. Oldest DPS is 1.94. So then I'll be able to do this separately. This one I will be able to do it separately. So this one we are doing it separately, and then I'll take away 1 later. So Ruth, you'll be able to see where you have raised to. I don't know that your kind of calculator, but where you have raised to that button on top here, it must be having x root. Don't use your normal square root. You know, there is a button there with just with square root. And I don't want this. I want x root because my number here is more than 2. No, square root only takes care of 2. So you have cube root, we have 4th root. And now this is, I have to use this x root. So before I start using this x root, I will have to punch 4. I will have to punch 4. So I start with 4. because 4 is outside. And then now you see, this is x root, it's second function. So I have to shift my gear, So you say here shift, like that, right? And then you open brackets. Because if you don't open brackets, you don't end up getting the fortune of the top number. You must open brackets. We must always open brackets. Always. So open brackets, 2.18 divided by 1.94. Close brackets, say equals. It's after you say equals, then now you'll be able to come and take away the 1. You take away the 1. Take away the 1 like that. Then you'll be able to get that answer. I don't know whether you both have been able to follow. I asked you a question whether you have a calculator, you never answered, but we shall overcome. Have you been able to follow up there? First, you must be having a calculator. A certificate for that matter. Because I'm waiting for your feedback. If you haven't gotten and you have not calculated, it's your right to ask even 20 times. It's your right to ask even 20 times. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall be able to, because Ruth was speaking quite fast to overcome. So then we shall be able to go straight away to cost of equity formula now. Because that's what I was waiting for. So, and how do we get the cost of equity? To get the cost of equity, we are taking DO into 1 plus the growth rate we have completed. All of our PO, there are no flotation cost in this question. No flotation cost in this question. Kenya has to grow and grow. So we have an independent growth rate. So we have our most current, DO means today is the most current dividend. The most current dividend. So the most current dividend, what we have here as the most current dividend. The most current dividend, we have many dividends here. The most current one is 2.18. 2.18. The 2013 into 1 plus the growth rate we have gotten. All over PO. PO, do we have PO? PO is the current market price per share. And you can see the current. There's a place where they've given us the current. Yeah. The company has a current ex-dividend ordinary share price of 25. So remember, this PO is a ordinary share price, and it must always be ex-dividend. If you're told it's cum-div, I'll be showing you how to make adjustments. So this one, fortunately, is ex-dividend, which is what year? Which is 25. After I get this portion, I will come and add the growth rate like this. I'll come and add the growth rate. Come and add the growth rate like that. So that we have here 2.18 times 2.18 times open brackets 1 plus 0.296 gross divided by 25 first equals whatever answer I get out of this quotient, I'll be able to come and add it to the growth rate again. 0. Which will end up giving us, is there somebody who is getting, let me first of all hear from you. Let me first of all hear from you. What you guys, what are you able to get, guys, as your cost of equity? Is there somebody who's getting 11.9, something like 12% cost of equity? Is there somebody who's able to get something like 12%? Yeah, 11.94. I agree. 11.94. I agree. 11.94. So the cost of equity, is 11.94%. Thank you so much. Now remember, we are getting what we call a worker car. And how do we get worker car? It is weight of equity, cost of equity, plus weight of debt, cost of debt, into 1 minus what here? 𝐸1 minus terms, 𝐸1 minus terms. So now the only thing I need to do is to come and get market value weights. So come and give us the market value weights. So come here and give us the market value weights. Give us the market value weights. So come here and give us the market value weights. So we have equity. So I want to know how many shares. They have given us the number of shares in the question. Equity, equity, equity. So remember, how do I get market value shares? Market value equity. I will take the number of ordinary shares times MPS. Number of ordinary shares times market price per what here per share. Number of ordinary shares times market price per share. So the number of ordinary shares that we have, these leaders gave us this number of ordinary shares for sure. They gave us the number of ordinary shares. They did this. They did this. They gave us the number of ordinary shares. They did. You can see here. Syntax has got how many shares? 100 million. So 100. So number of ordinary shares are 100. Have they given us in this case the market price per share? Oh yes, 25. So this gives us market value of 2,500. This gives us market value of 2,500. Oh, nimewacha. Mulibaki wapi? Purity pole sana. Mulibaki wapi? Oh, shall overcome purity. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Are you able to remember where in this case here we left you? Have you gotten in this case here the cost of equity? The 11.94, have you reached there? 11.94. 11.94. Have you reached there? Have you reached there? Have you reached there? We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. And then rebound. Now from there, please go to debt. So what have they told us about debt? What have they told us about debt? Please go to debt for you to be able to appreciate how much value of debt do we have. So debt, let's see here. The company also has an issue bond with a book value of 60. With a current X interest market price of 104 per shillings, 100 bond. So in this case here, debt, we have par value of 100. The par value is 100. And then this debt itself is 60. The debt amount is 60. Debt amount is 60. So the debt is normally very easy to get market value, very easy. What you do, you ask yourself, if a par value of 100 is giving you 60, how about a market value of 104? If 100 is giving you 60, because 100, come on, 100. If 100 is 60 over, right? How about if the price changes to 104? Then I'll be able to get the market value of that, which will be 104 times 60 divided by 100. 104 times 60. Yeah. I hope Ruth you tried. Remember, this class is supposed to be for people who tried this paper. If you never tried this paper, you have to stick in your class. You have to go to the normal class. You have to go to the normal class. All right. If you never tried the paper, to be safe, you have to go to the normal class. This class is specially for students who have tried before, and then they did what and they failed. They failed. That way you'll be able to benefit maximally out of this class. Otherwise, you'll be floating throughout. You'll be floating throughout. Which will be very unfortunate. It will be very unfortunate. Are there students who are able to follow what I'm doing? Are there students who are able to follow what I'm doing? Anybody who is able to follow what I'm doing? Perhaps I can be Okay. Yeah, you can now see it. But see there. So I'm so sure Ruth, you must be a first timer. And if you're a first timer, then you see you're very, very brave. Because you see, this is a high level topic. This is a high level topic. You need to go back there first of all, you define what is financial management, and then you go up. All right. Then that will be able to benefit out of this. Otherwise, it will be an international disaster. It will be an international disaster. So then what is the figure here, somebody? What is the market value of debt? What is the market value of debt? Somebody here, 104, because 104 times 60 divided by 100. Divided by 100. Are you able to give me the value? PO stands for what here? The current market price per share, 62.4. The current market price per share, current market price per share. So they come and they give me the total here. When you add 2,500 plus 62.4, this will give me 25, 62.4. So divided by 25, 62.4, divided by 25, 62.4. These are now the weights. This is weight of equity. This is weight of debt. Weight of equity, and the weight of what here, and the weight of debt, like that. I'll be able to repeat this because I know also it's a problem to many students. I'll be able to repeat this, but before I repeat it, please come and substitute here. So the weight of equity, do we have weight of equity? Yes, we have weight of equity, which now is 2,500 over 60 over 25, 62.4 times cost of equity. You guys are given me a figure of 11.94% plus weight of debt, which is 62.4 over 25, 62.4 times KP. Have they given me KP? Have they given me cost of debt? Have they given me interest rate? Have they given me interest rate? Have they given me the rate of interest in this question? Have they given me the rate of interest in this question? You can see the current after-tax cost of debt is 7%. The current after-tax cost of debt is 7%. 7%. So if it's after tax, don't do tax adjustment again. So if it's after tax, don't multiply this with 1 minus t, because you see this is after tax. So it's already tax adjustment. It's already tax adjustment. So then are you able to give me this WSC now? Somebody will be able to go there, move credit first, and then give me the WSC as I explained. Remember that we don't use book values to get weights. We should always use market values. Always. We should always use market values. Market values. I'll be able to repeat this. But before I repeat, are you able, guys, to give me this WACC? You able, guys, to give me this WACC before I repeat? Anybody is able to give me this WACC? Final answer with your calculator. With your calculator, what answer are you getting there as our WACC? As our WACC, is there somebody who is getting something like this? And you see, normally we are very fair. I'm telling you, in terms of marking, you should never ever blame customer. Never. You can see, like now here we say 85 at 1. But even if, for example, you are just coming here and getting, in this case, your current after-tax cost, just mention 7% like that. You have this formula, like the one that I have there, WACC, or even this one. And then the substitution, you're getting even a mark. So slowly, 85. Including people who are able to get these market value weights, 2,500, market value weight of debt, 62.4. Even this total had means something for you. It had something for you. It had something for you. It had something for you, like that. Yeah, 11.8 something. That in this case, I will be able to go give you a mark. So in this question, ladies and gentlemen, could you kindly tell me what was really very challenging for you? What was very, very challenging for you? I don't see anything really challenging here. Yeah, I know why. It's squeezed you a little bit. It's because of what you lack or what you practice. That is why in the special revision class, we shall be introducing very many tests. Here it will be about doing tests and tests and tests. And then I should look for a similar question to this. I, of course, send it to you. You try it. You try it. Perhaps what would have scared most of you is how we got, in this case here, how we got the market value weights. How we got the market value weights. So then I can repeat this, how we get the market value weights. Market value weight. So the market value weights, first of all, for equity and maneno, because we have today's value market, it's very easy. We'll come and take the number of ordinary shares. How many shares do we have? Times in this case here, it's market price per what year per share. Right? So like now here, equity share capital, we can see the number of shares. We can see the number of shares. How many shares do we have here in total? How many shares do we have here in total? So in this case here, we are able to see the number of shares. We are able to see the number of shares my students here. We are able to see the number of shares here. You can see the company has 100 billion shares. And then the market price per share is 25. So 100 times 25. So we have here 100 times 25. So 100 times 25. So this one here will be 2500. This number is very easy. But now when I come to that, I can see they have told me that debt is 60. Debt is 60. But you see, 60 is just what we have in the book. And we're being told by these financial management experts that they want, in this case here, what here? They want the market value. They want the market value. So now we change this 60 to the market value. So please come here. Please come here. Please come here. Please come here. You can see the adjustment. They have told us that the company also has issued a bond with a book value of 60. With a current ex-interest market price. So market price is 104. Per shillings 100 bond. Per shillings 100 bond. Remember, even at times the examiner will not mention that per shillings 100. No. At times, in this case, the examiner will tell you that the market price of this bond is 104. It is you to know that if the market price is 104, then automatically the power by the one written on the note, 100 note, then the power value automatically will be what here? Will be 100. But again, they have even given us an idea. How do we get this market? It will be 60 times 104 per 100. Per 100. So this is what was able to give us 62 point what here? 62.4. So now once I have this as 25, 62.4, then I can easily change this to weights. So divide this by 26.4, 25, 62.4. And then please don't forget how we got what we call cost of equity. Get cost of equity, we took the people into 1 plus G, all over people, the current market price per share. All right, 25.1. All right, plus what plus growth rate, and then of course, most importantly, we're able to calculate what here, the growth rate. We're able to calculate the growth rate. So that is our WACC. So if I were you, I would go to the learning management system. I would go to the learning management system, and now I start watching like now these videos. Once you have, of course, I've done like 2-3 sessions. I'm going to put so many videos because I'm going to put my last semester as what your class videos. I'm going to put my last semester class videos. And once you have them, then you start watching. Now, this class will be a double session on Saturdays. I don't know whether that is wise, because I thought of a situation where I simply come on there. It should be like a discursive, in a way that we don't be able to know how your 4 hours will end. Yeah, so from 3 to around what year, to around 3 to 5, 5 in this, even if it's 3 hours, every Saturday, I'm so sure we'll be able to do quite a lot. Quite a lot. But for today was just an introduction. And of course, because we have some new students here that I want to pull to RCM, please do not hesitate to call us. Don't hesitate to call us. Please be our friend. Be our friend. Be our friend, and we shall be able to help you. Our number is 0719 525,000. Otherwise, thank you very much. Be blessed for the day that is. Bye. Bye. And then, of course, I'll share there other documents for what what happened. Bye-bye. Oh, what I already has paid. We should be able to, I don't know I was this effective. I never knew I was this effective, but it is one student. I think that's clear, which is very good. So we'll see you in this SPR class. Thank you so much. Next class will be on Saturday at exactly what time? It is a 3 p.m. class. We shall be starting at 3 p.m. Because sometimes we normally get out of work at around 1 or 1:30 there, then traveling home. So 3 p.m. is ideal for this class. Thank you so much. Be blessed.